Delight. Delight. Confident. Confident. Gradually. Gradually. Shadow. Shadow. Access. Access. Announce. Announce. Allow. Allow. Firm. Firm. Bury. Bury. Injure. Injure. Permit. Permit. Response. Response. Increase. Increase. Electricity. Electricity. Disabled. Disabled. Lack. Lack. Possibility. Possibility. Concentrate. Concentrate. Emphasize. Emphasize. Astronomy. Astronomy. Flood. Flood. Fuel. Fuel. Manufacture. Manufacture. Movement. Movement. Capable. Capable. Combine. Combine. Gene. Gene. Threat. Threat. Victim. Victim. Pressure. Pressure. Accompany. Accompany. Frustrate. Frustrate. Construct. Construct. Launch. Launch. Commerce. Commerce. Entertain. Entertain. Predict. Predict. Apologize. Apologize. Cite. Cite. Quantity. Quantity.